Hi, folks. Welcome back to another installment, another edition, another B-side of the Final Vault. As always, I'm your charming host, Parker.
And I'm Tony.
He's just Tony.
Just
and,
Tony.
And
Not
today,
charming.
we are kind of expanding on what we had talked about a couple weeks ago. 60s, 70s, classic rock, almost Mount Rushmore albums, as some people would call them. And I felt it was important that we also discuss this classic rock album.
And what album is it?
Oh, well, you know me. I like to do these long intros, even though people see the title above the video. We are talking Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. Now, Tony.
Yes.
You told me many moons ago.
Many Dark Side of the Moons ago.
Yes, that you used to think that Pink Floyd was a real person. I want you to explain to everybody why you thought that.
Well, my exposure to music was through my sister's catalog of music, and she was really into 90s R&B. And with 90s R&B, there's not a whole lot of like groups and bands. There were a lot of just solo artists, right? So most of the names, if they had a two parts to their name, Michael Jackson, Tony Braxton,
Bars.
that was a person. And I knew it was a band if it had the in front of it, the Strokes, so
The Rolling Stones.
the Rolling Stones,
The Led Zeppelin.
So Led Zeppelin, Leonard Skinner, and Pink Floyd were the three that I thought were all just one individual people.
Just a mastermind surrounded by his friends.
Yes. So Pink Floyd, I thought was like, I didn't think that his name was Pink Floyd. I thought, he was just known as Pink Floyd. It was Floyd.
Well, and it's, getting off on a tangent already. That is kind of addressed in Have a Cigar by Pink Floyd. I think one of the lines is, which one's pink? Obviously referring to like seeing the band. Well, which one's Pink Floyd? Point them out to me. But this album's been around for what, 50 years?
1973.
So 52 years.
Yeah.
What was your initial, I wouldn't say initial thoughts, because I'm sure you've heard this album before, but re-listening to it as a man of your stature, what are your thoughts?
I can honestly say, and proudly say, that this album, I've probably have not listened to any full album more than this album. The reason is because of, and hopefully you're familiar with the connection to Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Yes, where the Dark Side of the Rainbow, they say, where you can play Dark Side of the Moon and the Wizard of Oz together. And once you sync it up to I believe the second roar of the lion in the very beginning, the album will play 2.5 times, and it will still have these weird coincidences of people walking to the beat, the lyrics matching what's happening on scene, all sorts of like weird stuff that that I've shown people, the coolness of those two mediums put together, and I've listened to the album, on its own as well, several times. I've of all albums that I listened to from beginning to end, I've listened to this one more than any other ones. I'm very familiar with the album, and was excited to hear that you wanted to do this album. What's your exposure to it?
I've never heard it called Dark Side of the Rainbow.
Yeah, I don't. At least to me, that's what my friends called it. I don't know if it's like the official thing, but like it makes sense, right?
I've always known it as the Dark Side of Oz.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean,
so that's one of those interesting like Mandela effects. I think that's what that is. The Berenstain Bears, all that jazz. No, this is a album that I had listened to bits and pieces of growing up. I had for those who are not familiar, there is a thing in high school called indoor percussion, or is what we would call winter drumline. And basically you get a big old tarp out on a basketball court, and it's the drum line doing marchings, doing sets. You have the ensemble percussion playing in the front, and so long story short, we had a show about time, and the third movement of that show, I didn't know it at that time, was Pink Floyd's Time. It's actually I need to see if I have that video somewhere. I need to show Tony, but that was probably my first introduction to that album, aside from hearing bits and pieces on the radio as a kid. But whenever I heard Time in its entirety for the first time, I was like, wait a minute, I know this one. It was kind of like that bit from Ratatouille when it like zooms in on that chef and he just remembers like from his childhood.
Yeah.
But I got this record. I forgot to bring it in. Got this record about, I want to say, a year and a half ago. Got it from a local guy. It was pretty good condition. I don't want to say it's like I don't think it's a first pressing, but it's not one of those reissues that came out 2 or 3 years ago. So, still had the stickers. I guess some of the early versions had stickers with them, except whoever owned this before me put stickers on the cover. So I don't have a version that looks like that. I have a version with a triangle and a bunch of stickers. So,
okay.
But it's a great album. It's a great album front to back. I do have some issues with it, but I also didn't make it, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I think this, Tony, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think this either started this rock opera phase that we saw in history, or it launched it into pop culture.
I mean, it probably didn't hurt, for that in particular style, as Queen would also kind of go into more epics and stuff like that as well. I think Pink Floyd in general were so good about just setting mood and like vibe. And I mean, I think a large part of it is the drug use that they use to kind of just amplify the music of it all and to piece it all together. And I mean, this is also though the songs kind of go by quickly, it also feels like it might be all one giant song.
Yeah, that's one of the best things about this album is unless you definitively know where songs stop and start, you could if you're listening to on vinyl, obviously it stops, you have to flip it over. But if you were to listen to this on your phone or on a CD, you have no idea. It's so seamless, and I love it.
Yeah, and again, it adds to whenever you're watching it with the Wizard of Oz that if you can keep it continuous, everything just magically comes together. Are there songs that to you that stand out or on the opposite end?
Yeah, and just I want to get to the songs. I want to bask in the glory of this album for a minute. This, from what I've understood in history when it comes to this album, this is the first Pink Floyd album where the band was comfortable releasing the lyrics. If you look at the inner sleeve, I believe the lyrics are on the inner sleeve, and it was one of the first albums where they were like, hey, these lyrics aren't bad. We could let people know what we're saying. I think that, and I think they recorded this at Abbey Road Studios.
Yes, yeah.
I believe so. But yeah, I mean, I can't imagine how many drugs went into this thing. There was probably so many drugs.
I mean, I think it's an essential part of it. So.
Well, we're not endorsing that, just so we're clear. We're not endorsing that. I just think that it's crazy to think that something that has stood the test of time was not crafted with a sober mind.
And I mean, a lot of music has been created in that fashion. Some people can't do it sober. So, and some people have tried. And some people have succeeded without doing it. But
Ben Folds is not making this album. Ben Folds is not walking through that door. All right.
Hey, Ben.
So honorable mention. I have Money. I don't have Money in my top 3. I think it's a great song. I love the complex time signature.
Mm-hmm.
I love what I would consider one of the first uses of I don't know how to describe it. It reminds me of that scene from Tarzan where they're trashing the campsite and they're utilizing everyday noises into a melody.
Yeah.
And it's like a backing track. I think that's what happened here with the cash register and the coins and the jingling. I think it's a good song. I mean, but it is what it is. Honorable mention. Number 3, I've got Breathe in the Air. I feel like that song really sets the tone for the vibe of the album. It's a very smooth. This doesn't rock too hard. It's not too soft. It's very in the middle of that rock genre, especially for the time that it came out. Let's see what I got here. Number 2, I've got Us and Them. Just furthering the bit about just straight vibes from Mr. Floyd in company. Great sax use of a saxophone.
Mm-hmm.
The last time I listened to this album was about a week ago, and we were renovating some furniture that we had bought, and it's just I was sitting there listening to it as I was painting this dresser, and I was like, this is just such a nice mood. It was almost what is it the kids say, an aesthetic, a vibe. I just think that's such a great song. And then I think for my number 1 I have Time. That one it's kind of like the nostalgia factor, but I also think that the message in the song, I think it also resonates. I mean, they tried to speak metaphorically through a lot of these songs. I think Money was more about greed.
Yeah.
And then Us and Them, I read that was kind of like a commentary on society dividing within itself. Big thoughts over here. But yeah, I think Time's. I mean, this album has. I mean, I have one issue on the album, but other than that, I think these songs are great. Regardless, it's you rarely see an album where it's hard to pick a top 3.
Yes, and there's plenty of songs on here that is very, very, there's not a whole lot of vocals, mostly, again, it's the mood and things like that. And for me, my number 3 was Money. Pretty much sort of, reflecting on what you've already said. But yeah, like I really like the sound effects. I really love the, I mean, you get it once the song comes in. It's one of my favorite parts in The Wizard of Oz. It's the moment everything turns to color too. And it's just I don't know. I find it really interesting to use little sound bites into your music as well. Everything like that. Number 2, Us and Them. Probably out of all the songs here, it's the one I usually have stuck in my head after listening to the album. And then number 1 is Time as well. So we're not too far off. Just in order, difference in order. But yeah.
I think something cool about Money is that it's rare that you see a popular song, and I emphasize popular in terms of the success of this album. The success of that song is still played on the radio today. For a song that's in I think it's 7/8 time signature, or is it maybe 7/4? I don't know. It's weird for people that aren't familiar. Basically, your typical rock songs have 4, beats of time in between each measure.
Right.
And they were like, hey, let's almost double it, but not double it. And so it kind of gives you this, I don't want to say awkward, but you really notice that it's 7 beats a minute or 7 beats per measure.
Yeah. I mean, it's typically 4 or it's 3 and then 7 kind of, if you really break it apart, it's a combination of the two. So yeah, when you think it's going to go to the downbeat, it's either more or it's less, but yeah, it's slightly off, and it's just something you have to
kind of have to adjust to.
Yeah, but at the same time, as a casual listener that might not know all that, you're just listening to how it works, and maybe you don't even you didn't even pay attention that it's a little weird. It's harder for you to bob your head to, and I think that's when musicians do a really good job of hiding the fact that there is an unusual time signature. So was there a song that you really don't like?
Absolutely. On the Run. I hate that song with my whole fiber, being, and soul.
Mm-hmm.
The instrumental interludes, they're fine. I mean, I'd rather, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But that song's just like, how long is this song? 3 minutes and 45 seconds of just nothing but like, no, I'm sorry. That could have been a minute. I understand the significance of the, I get it.
Yeah.
Don't need it. Don't need that much. If there's a person out there that's their favorite song on this album, I don't want to be friends with them.
I considered it honorable mention just because it leads into time.
That would be the end of Vinyl Vault.
I view it as a really interesting intro that goes into time.
It is today, October. Let's see.
23rd.
23rd. We're recording this on the 23rd. It's National Slap Your Coworker Day.
Mm-hmm.
So just heads up, if you pick On the Run as your favorite song, I'm going to be exercising my National Day rights.
Are you saying it you, the viewers, or you as in Tony?
Well, I don't work with the viewers. I work for the viewers. I don't work with them.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's, I guess you. I guess it's just you.
Well, we got it on cam, so please.
I'll confess to it.
Bring it. On the Run, number 1. For me, and it's changed because how much I disliked it in the past is a Great Gig in the Sky.
Oh, you don't like the lady screaming, do you?
I mean, again, it's one of those where like, okay, let's write some lyrics to this. But it's one of those songs that if I want to prank someone that I'm doing like karaoke with, like, oh yeah, you should do Great Gig in the Sky.
Oh man, that's like right up there with Tequila.
Yes, yeah, right.
I get why you would think that. I'm not crazy about it either. I just think that the background of the song, the musical composition of the song is better, and makes up for the screaming. But I mean, anybody would be screaming if they had either booked or were on their way to the Great Gig in the Sky.
Sure.
So, I mean, it's justified. So, but yeah, no, that's I think On the Run is one of those songs that Mr. Waters could have done without. Is it Waters? Yeah, Waters, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to.
Roger Walters.
Roger.
You made a mention of Alan Parsons.
Oh yeah, sarcastically earlier.
Yeah,
Alan Parsons is connected to this project.
It's almost like it's an Alan.
It's an Alan. Some are saying that this was the very first Alan Parsons project, and I'm so into it. So,
yeah, Dark Side of the Moon. It's a great album if you haven't heard it.
Tony, we froze.
Oh, that's not good. Look at us, just freezing. This is what happens when we're on the B studio.
This is unprofessional. I was told everything would work.
I don't know if we.
I don't know if it's
restart.
Is it still recording audio?
It says it's still recording, and the number's going. I think it's just a video. Maybe if I switch to a different. Nope.
No.
All right. Well, I guess that was our episode of The Dark Side of the Moon. We're not doing it again, so